This episode is not about comparison, it is about how one 360 camera can amplify the potential of a cinematic camera. When I started preparing for this trip, I had quite a difficult choice to make. Among all the cameras I have, I decided to take the Insta360 X6, and honestly, it was not an easy decision. Because the camera was completely new to me, I didn't have enough real-world experience with it, so I had to rely mostly on the specifications and what this camera was supposed to be capable of. Did I regret taking it? You'll find out. As my main cinematic camera, I took the Insta360 Luna Ultra. This was the camera I knew I could rely on when I wanted the cinematic look, controlled framing, and the ability to capture specific details. And for the certain action situations, I took the GoPro Mission 1 Pro, small, practical, always ready in my hand, and perfect for those moments when I simply didn't want to risk bigger cameras. And there is one more interesting thing about this trip. This was my first vacation since 2020-23 when I didn't take any DJI cameras with me. Not one. Did I regret the decision? You'll find out during the episode as well. So let's start the journey. My trip began at Amsterdam airport. It was another hot day in the Netherlands and honestly I was quite happy to leave the heat behind for a while. The destination was completely different, Norway. More mountains, more water, more dramatic landscapes, and hopefully a little bit more chill weather. After around 1.5 hours of flying, we landed in Bergen. We collected the luggage, picked up the rented car, loaded everything inside, and we were ready to go. During this 1 week trip, we stayed at 4 different locations. And the funny thing is, every time I thought we had already seen the most beautiful place of the trip, the next destination somehow managed to beat it. Our first stop was Odda. Odda is only 120 kilometers from Bergen, so on the paper it doesn't sound like a very long journey, but Norway doesn't really care how the distance looks like on the map. Speed limits, road conditions, ferries, tunnels, mountain roads, and unexpected stops that turn a 120-kilometer drive into almost 3 hours. And honestly, that's not a bad thing, because in Norway the road itself becomes a part of the experience. At some point we reached the ferry. It was raining. It was windy. The weather was definitely not trying to make things easy for us, but at the same time, the ferry ride was one of these moments where I didn't even mind the weather. After 30 minutes of waiting in the queue, we finally got on board, and then came another 20 minutes of slowly moving through the fjord. The landscape was becoming more and more dramatic. Higher mountains, more waterfalls, wider fjords, clouds hanging low between the peaks. Even though the weather was far from the perfect, this was exactly the kind of environment where I wanted to test the cameras. But when we finally arrived in Odda, the typical Norwegian weather greeted us with even more rain. At that point, I decided to stop filming and relax. The next morning, however, the weather gave us a chance. The clouds were still deep and low, but the rain has stopped for a while, so we went to explore some of the local waterfalls and cascades, and this was the first real opportunity to test both cameras in conditions that were completely different from a controlled environment. The Insta360 X6 and the Luna Ultra are very different cameras, and that's exactly why I didn't want to make this trip into a simple comparison. I don't think one is simply better than the other. They give me completely different possibilities. The Luna Ultra is a camera I use when I want to tell the viewer exactly what I'm looking at. I can frame the waterfall, zoom into a specific detail, or use the 120 frame per second mode to slow down the movement of the water and capture all those tiny details that our eyes normally don't have the time to notice. The X6 works completely differently. Instead of telling you exactly where to look, it allows you to experience the entire environment. The camera captures everything around me, from the mountains, waterfalls, valleys, to the clouds and the sky, and even the things happening behind the camera. The immersive perspective can make a huge difference, and with the upgraded X6 I could also use 4K at 100 FPS, giving me another way to slow down an action and enjoy every little moment of the water. And then there is 8K immersive recording. With 8K at 50 FPS and iLok, I had enough information to work with colors later and recreate the atmosphere as close as possible to what I actually saw. This is where I started to understand why taking the X6 with me was not a crazy decision. It wasn't replacing the Luna Ultra, but was expanding what the Luna Ultra could do. Before leaving the area, we also visited the Brain. This is the valley surrounded by the mountains and waterfalls, and it is also the starting point for the hiking roads towards the glacier. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to go all the way to the glacier, but even from the valley there was plenty to see, a mighty river, waterfalls and highlands, and of course some driving through the Norwegian landscapes. Here the Luna Ultra was again a perfect choice. Because of the lossless zoom, I could capture the glacier even from a significant distance. I didn't need to physically get closer. I could stay in the valley and still bring the distant details into the shot. But then I switched to the X6, and suddenly the experiences changed. The waterfalls were no longer just something I was filming. The camera was putting the viewer inside the environment. It made the scale of the landscape feel much bigger. One camera was telling the story, the other was putting you inside it. Our next destination was Eidfjord, a small town surrounded by spectacular mountains and located directly on the fjord. The road itself was again an adventure. At one point we drove through the world's longest road tunnel, 25 kilometers inside the mountain, and then we continued through the valleys and past spectacular waterfalls. Every few minutes there was another reason to stop the car. When we finally arrived in Eidfjord, the weather didn't surprise us with the sun. At this point I was starting to think that Norway had a very personal relationship with my cameras, but at the end of the day completely changed everything. The clouds started moving and the light showed up. And suddenly we got one of those sunsets that makes you forget about all the rain from earlier. This was the perfect moment to unlock the full potential of both cameras, and this is where the X6 really surprised me. The dynamic range was impressive. The camera is capable of capturing around 14.5 stops of dynamic range, and in this kind of environment you can really see what that matters. Bright areas, dark mountains, clouds, deep shadows, sunset. There was a huge amount of contrast in the scene, and even with low clouds and dark areas around me, I didn't really find a situation where the X6 simply gave up. It was filming exactly as I would expect from the premium 360 camera. And there was another feature that became surprisingly useful during the trip. Insta360 Cloud. I'm really glad I had the subscription. Normally when you are traveling and filming that much, one of the biggest problems is managing of all the footage. You come back to the hotel with a memory card full of files that you need to backup somewhere. And when you are using 360 camera, the files can become quite large. But with the X6 connected to the Wi-Fi, I could simply arrive at the location with an internet connection and let the camera upload the files to the cloud. I didn't have to worry about copying everything manually. That sounds like a small thing, but when you're traveling every day and shooting constantly, the small things make a huge differences. The next destination was Ardal County. Almost 200 kilometers of driving brought us to a very calm and isolated town surrounded by mountains and a fjord. And the weather was tricky again. It was actually difficult to find even 15 minutes without rain, but eventually it stopped. The waterfalls became visible. The clouds started dancing between the mountains, the fjord was calm, and suddenly everything looked completely different. This was another perfect place to use all three cameras. The Luna Ultra was giving me the cinematic shots, the X6 was capturing the entire environment, and the GoPro Mission 1 Pro was always there for those quick moments when I needed something small and reliable in my hand. Then we went even further into the mountains, into the wilderness. Higher and higher, until we reached a place where it felt like the sky was touching the ground, and then going beyond it. This is one of those moments when you realize how small you are compared to the nature. You are standing above the clouds, there is strong wind, water droplets are hitting your face, the lenses are getting covered, the weather changes every second, and this is exactly where I started appreciating the X6 even more. It was my all-weather beast. I didn't have to constantly worry about protecting it from every single drop of rain. It just kept filming. The Luna Ultra meanwhile was shining whenever the weather gave us a little break. When the rain stopped and the light appeared, this was the camera I wanted to use for those cinematic moments. And then there was a GoPro, the tiny camera that I could simply keep in my hand. In the most extreme situations, I didn't want to put an expensive cinematic camera directly into the rain and wind. So the GoPro Mission 1 Pro became my insurance. Tiny and mighty, and capable of capturing fantastic colors regardless of what the light was doing around me. And that was the real advantage of having three different cameras. I didn't have to force one camera to do everything. Each one had a job. The Luna Ultra was there for cinematic storytelling, the X6 was there for immersion, and the GoPro was there for action and situations where I needed something almost indestructible and instantly ready. But the trip wasn't over yet. There were still plenty of places waiting for us. One of them required hiking through the mountain forests, and here every step had to be careful because of wet ground, slippery rocks, and uneven path, and a constant feeling that one wrong step could turn the camera adventure into a very different kind of adventure. But eventually we made it higher, and the effort immediately paid off. The view of the fjord was spectacular. This was another moment where the Luna Ultra was in its best environment. The light wasn't perfect. It was dark. We were high in the mountains, but the camera was still able to capture the atmosphere beautifully, even in not perfect conditions and light. And sometimes that's what I want from the cinematic camera, just the ability to keep delivering when the environment becomes difficult. And then came one of the biggest highlights of the entire trip, waterfalls, a waterfall that doesn't need an introduction once you actually hear it. You can hear the water from far away, and when you finally see it, you understand why. This is not just another waterfall. It's a completely different level of power. The amount of water rushing down creates this naturally trembling sensation. You can feel the energy of it. It almost feels like your heart wants to beat it in rhythm with the water. And no matter which angle you choose, it looks simply beautiful and alive. So obviously I was filming with both the Luna Ultra and the X6. I didn't want to miss a single moment. The Luna Ultra gave me those carefully composed cinematic view. The X6 captures the scale of the entire environment. And this is exactly where I think these two cameras work so well together. The cinematic camera gives you the shot you planned. The 360 camera gives you the shot you didn't even know you needed. And that differences become incredibly valuable when you are editing the final story, because suddenly you have options. You can change the perspective and reframe the shot. You can make the camera move after you have already filmed it to show the viewer what was happening outside the original frame. Then just a few moments later, nature decided that our waterfall experience has had long enough. The clouds came down, everything became white, the tourists disappeared in the fog, and the waterfall itself was slowly shadowed by the clouds. It was almost like someone has switched off the scene, but honestly that's Norway. You don't control the weather, you just wait for the moment. And when the moment comes, you film it. On our way back towards Bergen, we also couldn't miss another spectacular waterfall. This one had something special. You could actually walk underneath it, which also meant one thing: you were going to get completely wet. At that point, I didn't want to risk the Luna Ultra, so this was another perfect job for the X6. And again, it did exactly what I needed. Water was everywhere. The lenses were completely covered with the droplets. But the camera kept recording the experience, and that's something I really started to appreciate about the X6 during the trip. I didn't have to treat every rainy moment as a reason to stop filming. I could simply keep going. And the GoPro was there once again to capture those moments from a completely different perspective. Sometimes you don't need a cinematic moment, you don't need perfect composition, you just need to capture the moment before it disappears. And there were plenty of those moments in Norway. Moments where time seemed to pause completely. The mountains were standing still, the clouds were moving slowly, and only the water remained alive. Of course, this trip included many other interesting places, but for this episode I wanted to focus on something different, not on which camera is better based on technical comparison and numbers. I wanted to show how different cameras can work together, because before this trip I wasn't completely sure about taking the Insta360 X6. It was new to me. I didn't know exactly how it would perform in the real Norwegian conditions, and I was relying heavily on the specifications. But after 1 week of traveling through Norway, through the rain, wind, waterfalls, mountains, tunnels, forests, fjord and clouds, I can tell you one thing: I didn't regret taking it. Actually, quite the opposite. The X6 gave me something that my cinematic camera simply couldn't. It gave me the freedom to capture the environment without worrying about framing everything perfectly. And at the same time, the Luna Ultra gave me that X6 couldn't: the cinematic look, the controlled perspective, the detailed close-ups, the slow-motion water, the shots where I knew exactly what I wanted the viewer to see. And the GoPro filled the final gaps in action and the rain, where pure power was needed. And maybe that's the biggest lesson from the trip. You don't always need one camera that can do everything. Sometimes the best camera setup is the one where every camera has a different purpose. And when you combine them, they can create something much bigger than what any of them could produce alone. So did I regret leaving all my DJI cameras at home? No, for this particular trip I didn't need them. The combination of the X6 Luna Ultra and GoPro Mission 1 Pro gave me everything I needed for telling this story, and most importantly they allowed me to focus less on the limitations of the equipment and more on the place itself, because Norway is the kind of place where the camera can become secondary. You drive around the corner and then there is another waterfall. You leave the tunnel and suddenly a giant mountain appears in front of you. You climb above the clouds and realize that the landscape is changing every few minutes, and sometimes you simply have to stop, look around and enjoy it. The cameras are there to preserve those moments, but they shouldn't replace the experience, and after this trip I can confidently say that the Insta360 X6 earned its place in my travel camera bag. Not because it replaces the Luna Ultra, but because it makes the Luna Ultra even more useful. One camera gives a cinematic shot, the other gives me the world around it, and together they allow me to tell the story in a way that a single camera simply cannot. That was the Norway, a week of rain, clouds, mountains, waterfalls, fjords, roads, ferries, tunnels, and some of the most spectacular landscape I've ever had the chance to film, and honestly, I already want to go back. See you in the next episode.